Okay, HadesOmega here. I'm in my room editing the video for this video that you guys are watching. This is the last part of the Refuel TT. I'm probably gonna add a bunch of like pictures and stuff that I took. Yeah, and like some souvenir photos that I bought of the event. So I was pretty much the only Empulse out there, Victory or Bramo. Unfortunately, there was no more. There's no impulses out there. I was hoping to find one, but no. So I used a app called Harry's Lap Timer, and like it didn't work. It didn't get my lap times. I think it like recorded like the whole session or something. I think you're supposed to have it mounted on the handlebars or something, where it's not supposed to move so much. But I don't know, man. I paid like $20 for it and it didn't work. So that sucks. But I guess I can use it in a car, I guess. I don't know. People use it in a car, but I don't have time to mess around with that thing while I'm driving, you know. But anyway, I just wanted to go over my lap time. So, like I mentioned in the video, I had to go watch the video. I actually watched the videos and I timed it. What I did was I got my phone and I used the stopwatch app for my alarm. There's a stopwatch function, and I used that. So I started it when we left the pits, pretty much. When we went down the pit lane, and then the first lap was like a warm up lap. So I put like a W on it, and then after that I would hit the lap button, and it would like get every lap, and then it would still record the whole thing. Um, the first the first session was like 15 minutes. I got a good 15 minutes on the track, and then the second session and the third and the bonus session were like about like 10 or like 11 minutes. I don't know why they were so short. I don't know who's timing these things, but whatever. I on average I got about like 4 or 5 laps. I don't know if it's because I'm really slow or something. Even in the bonus session, where there weren't that many bikes, I got about 5 laps. So, but that's cool. I'm not complaining on that. It was totally worth it. So I'm gonna go over some of the. They haven't posted the 2018 results as of this video, but I'm gonna go over some past results for TT, and then we can compare them to my times and stuff. I felt that if I rode better, if I was a better rider, I could probably get the impulse down into the 2 minutes. That's what I'm thinking. And I will go look at that on the results. So, all right, he's right here. So I walked over here to my TV here, where I got my results posted here for my lap session. So, like I said, when I went over to finish line, I hit the lap button, and it would record the next lap. So the first laps are warm up laps. So those are what these are, warm up. I got a total for this one. See, the second session was like 12 minutes or something, and then this whole warm up right here. Now my lap sessions were probably a little lower than everybody else's because I was in the back most of the time. The other ones I didn't really record. But here are the warm-up times. So they're the highest ones, obviously. 2:36, or let's 2:27 is the first session. 3:24 is the warm-up for the first session, and 2:57 is the warm-up for the second session. That's much faster. And then 2:36 is the warm-up for the third session. The warm-up lap for the last one, we didn't even do like a warm-up lap. We just like, once we got on the track, we just twisted it. So that was kind of cool. So the first session, it looks like here I got a good 4 laps in, but like it was super slow, man. I was like stuck behind a group of like really slow riders, and like I was kind of scared to pass and stuff. So and like, like I said, I couldn't pass because I don't have the power to pass them on the straights, so I really have to work for it and just pass them on the corners. So the first lap 2:27, second lap 2:27, 3:28, and then fourth lap 2:28. So it looks like looks like my average time for the first session was 2:27, and then the second session was 2:16 for the first lap, 2:18 for the second lap, and 2:13 for the third lap. 2:13 was my best time. Was the very last lap for the session 2. And it was the best time for like the whole day for me. So that would be pretty much, if I was, hopefully I can get that time if I did the TT. If I was trying my best, if I got lucky. But let's see. So compare that to the first session, I got, let's say my average was, I would say 2:15 is my average. I didn't do any math, but I would say like between all these numbers, 2:15. So I was like 15 seconds faster in this first session. So way to go, man. That's a it's good we didn't get stuck behind other people. So that's the difference it is with when there's traffic and there's no traffic. The second session, I remember I pretty much just said fuck it, we're just gonna pass on the corners. Like I think in a car you don't want to pass on the corners, but Laguna Seca is like, it's so wide that passing on the corners is okay, and it's the only way I could pass, because everyone would just go slow on the corners. I don't know what it is. Maybe the zero bikes are slow on the corners, but they sure took off when they twisted the throttle. I'm not gonna lie, man. The zero bikes are no joke, man. They can take off, and they don't have to worry about shifting gears or anything. So here's the third session. The warm-up lap was 2:36. It's slower than all my other lap times, so don't even count that one. The first lap was 2:16.8. Second lap 2:14.4, I guess, if you round up, and 2:15.77 seconds for the third lap. So that's probably like an average. Well, it's like I guess we'll take the one that's in the middle. 2:15. There you go. So 2:15. I would say 2:15 is my average lap time for the day. That sounds reasonable. So HadesOmega and Victory Empulse TT can do 2:15. Now, like I said, if I was a better rider and I pushed it more, like I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scared to go over to corkscrew. I saw someone a high side over to corkscrew last week, so I was like I don't want that to be me. But I felt that I watched a lot of my videos of me doing the corkscrew, and I did take a good line through it. I think I just need to brake later and then go into it faster. I would just kind of roll up to it and just roll down it. I need to get on it more in the corkscrew. I think the corkscrew was probably where I lost the most time. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, actually, we can go through the track real quick. Okay. So through the magic of Google Images, I pulled up the track map. So here it is. So this is where we start at turn 1. Okay, we start behind the footbridge, actually. The finish start. But we start here in the pit, and then we go out this way, and then it spits you out here, and then you go on the track. So that's pretty much a warm-up lap. You go on the pit, spits you out on 2, and then you just kind of ride it until you get here, and then you go full on beans. So I remember, let's start from turn 11 actually. So from turn 11, it would just be on it, full tuck all the way. I can probably hit speeds of up to almost, I remember like 86 miles an hour, pretty much 90 miles an hour. I wish I'd gotten GPS. Yeah, I wish I'd recorded a GPS track, like I kept a GPS tracker on me or something, so I could look at the speeds and stuff, because it'll tell you your max speeds and stuff. But it's safe to say I can probably hit about 90 on this straight here if I'm like full tuck, full twist. And then yeah, I would kind of back off, probably at the top of the hill. I probably shouldn't do that. I should probably back off, cause when you're going up here, like if you watch from the video, you can't see what's on the other side of this. And if you watch me ride the toge in my mountain videos, whenever I go up to these turns where you go up and you can't see on the other side, kind of like a roller coaster, it freaks me out, and I instinctively just roll off.
Don't go in the 6th gear, man. Don't go in the 6th gear.
That's kind of a bad habit, and I'm like, and you should know what's on the other side of that, because we rode that thing like 10 or 15 times already. So I have to just remember, just get on it, and then maybe if I want, you can. I either would let off here and bleed off speed through regen, or I would just brake hard up to like here, and then just turn in, and then after a while, I noticed on the videos I'm pretty good at taking the superbike line, because I was watching the superbikes the earlier week take the turn, and they would just stay on the inside pretty much. They'd hit the apexes, but they'd like stay on the inside. They wouldn't like go wide, or well, I did go wide, but I would hit both apexes most of the time. I was pretty good about that.
Brake. We're gonna we'll gain speed as we go in through the corner.
And I would just kind of just like take the middle line through all this here. So that was the N30 hairpin, and that's like the funnest corner, because you're going in there super fast. You brake hard. It's a left turn. I'm really good. HadesOmega is better at left turns than right turns. I'll tell you that now. And like you can get some mad lean. I think that's the only place I scraped. I scraped my boot, but I think it was because I was trying to shift mid corner or something. I was doing something goofy and I scraped my boot. Yeah, I never got my knee down or anything. So I tried and I tried. You know, it's harder than it looks. maybe I just got the wrong bike. I don't know. But yeah. So then I would just be like 3rd gear. Yeah, it would be 3rd gear. I would be 5th gear here. So another interesting thing about the Empulse is it has gears. Like those other guys, nobody else had a gearbox but HadesOmega. So that is the interesting thing about my bike. So I knew what gears to be in at certain corners. That it adds a little extra complexity to the riding, but hey, I mean, whatever, man. I pretty much rode it like a normal motorcycle, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, on this straight I was probably 5th gear, and then I was probably close to the red line by the time I got to top speed, and then I would let off, and then I would downshift into 3rd, and then take that superbike line I was talking about, and then I think I would stretch out 3rd gear, and I probably got to. Yeah, no, I think I stayed in the 3rd gear the whole time. I stayed in 3rd gear here, and I stretched it out to red line, and then I think I would roll off here before 4, and then roll back on just a little bit. I would just like roll off, roll on, pretty much, and then I would just get back and lean it.
Just hang out with this guy.
Now, like I said, I'm better at left turns than right turns, so these ones, I didn't really do so good on these turns, but this is probably where I lost a lot of time too, is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I remember one time I kind of ran wide almost. I almost went out into the white markers, so that was kind of bad, but I never did. I got pretty close though. At least it felt that way. And then here, and then I would just shift up to 4th right here, and then 5th, and then I would hit up to like probably 80 plus miles an hour around here, and then I would downshift into 3rd, from 5th to 3rd here, and then turn in. There's an apex like around here that I can hit.
Bike's fast, man. Just stay behind him. It's going to be hard to pass them. But we can pass on the corner.
We climb up the hill. I think I would climb up the hill in 4th. I would climb up in the hill 4th or 5th. I gotta watch the video again, but it would be 4th or 5th up here, and then I would probably 4th, and I would just stretch it out to red line. I would just keep it up there, because this hill's pretty steep, man. The Empulse has a lot of trouble climbing this thing. It's crazy.
I tried to pass. These guys are trying to get their best lap times. I probably shouldn't slow them down, you know.
And then I love this corner. This corner is awesome. It doesn't look it, but it's really banked, and like right at the apex. There's like it's kind of like a depression sort of. And I remember I'd hit that sometimes. If you hit it at a perpendicular angle, at like full on wide open throttle, you could feel like your spine compress, you know? You could feel your spine compress and the suspension compress at the same time. I'm like, oh my god! You can feel the G-forces just like pulling into into that turn. It's pretty fucking awesome. That's what I'll say. And then this is the Refuel straight, I guess. From 6 to 7, it would be. I would come out this corner in 3rd gear, and I would shift up to 4th, and I would stretch it out 4th. Stretch out 4th to the red line, and then I would take the line, and I would roll off, and then I think I would downshift in the 3rd, maybe even 2nd sometimes. I might have done it in the 2nd a couple times, but 3rd gear through the corkscrew is okay. Is what I did most of the time. I would go down the corkscrew, and then and I'd be on it here.
Keep it in 4, stretch out 4th gear. This hill is a bitch to climb.
I think I would shift up in the 4th here, go around turn 9, and then I would get on it, and then go. I would probably be doing 5th gear. And then by the time I got to turn 10 here, this is that crazy fast one. So you got all that speed and kinetic energy from coming down the corkscrew and going through all this. So you're going in really fast. And their turns are really wide, so you can get a lot of speed. And so you're just going down here, and I think I'm hit speeds of 80 miles an hour somewhere around here, just because we're going downhill. And I would shift from 5th to 3rd, and shift 5th to 3rd, regen, hard on the brakes for like a 2nd or 2 or 3 maybe. I remember one time I over braked it too much. But yeah, and then I would be on it, and then I would apex this.
Yellow flag. Somebody's off the course. Dude, I almost overcooked that.
Most of the time, it would spit me out in the middle of the lane. Yeah, most of the time it would spit me out in the middle of the lane, and then you would want to stay on the right side here so you can go wide and hit that apex. So this one, let's see. Well, we'd be 3rd gear here, right? So we'd be like 4th gear down here, maybe even 5th. I think I might have hit 5th a couple times on this straight right here, and then I would downshift. I would downshift in the 2nd. So no matter what, I would always be in 2nd gear when I hit that turn 11, because that's like a. If you look at it, it's a 90-degree turn. I think it's like more than a 90-degree turn. And the funny thing about turn 11 is that there's a rough patch. There's a rough patch at the apex, pretty much. I feel it. It's like it's not smooth. It's bumpy. Like they need to repave it or something. It's and like you can feel. So you're doing something right if you feel that. And you feel that little rough patch because you hit the apex. And I would just come down here, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then pretty much rinse and repeat. So that's what HadesOmega was doing. and you know, that's what I felt was the best for the bike.
Yeah! Ha-ha! Man, those guys are fucking hauling.
So let us go check out the times.